Extinct living's presence. How sustainable is cedar wood? Cedar wood makes durable exterior furniture thanks to its being not resistant, and because of cedar's lightweight, the energy consumption during harvesting and transportation is relatively low compared with most hardwoods and some softwoods. However, cedar trees, especially in old growth forests, play a significant role for wild animals, birds, and insects. So, we had to ask how sustainable is it to buy products made out of cedar wood. Cedar wood is sustainable thanks to the tree's carbon sequestration. Emissions from transporting cedar timber are relatively low because of its lightness and abundance in the US. Also, cedar's high rot resistance makes it a durable option for exterior projects, which increases its sustainability. Cedar wood is sustainable material because of the tree's carbon sequestration and carbon offset value at the end of any products made with cedar wood. To better understand the sustainability of cedar wood, we assess the life cycle of projects like flooring or furniture. This life cycle assessment is a method to evaluate the environmental impacts of each stage in a product's life cycle, from the making to the recycling. Over the years, companies have strategically used LCA to research and create more sustainable products. In this video, we will use the cradle to grave perspective of the LCA, examining the 5 stages of the life cycle of cedar wood. Where it is relevant, we also use data from cradle to gate assessments. Growing cedar trees for timber is sustainable thanks to the carbon sequestration potential and high availability of these timbers. When it comes to cedar wood, there's much confusion. Historically, the term cedar has been reserved for any trees with aromatic bark. Thus, many species of different genera and families fall under this umbrella term. Most trees are conifers, but there are some hardwood exceptions such as Australian red cedar. Commercially in the US, western red cedar or giant arborvitae is one of the two most commonly used cedar woods. Cedar trees' sustainability lies in the potential for carbon sequestration, the growing stock and amount of wood. As western red cedar trees grow, they absorb CO2 from the atmosphere while releasing oxygen. They act as a carbon sink during their long lifespan of over 1,000 years. As a carbon sink, cedar trees pull a lot of greenhouse gases out of the atmosphere, helping to mitigate the climate crisis. And they can store a lot as they grow big and tall. Western red cedar, for example, can reach 200 feet in height and 4 feet in diameter. Aromatic red cedar trees have smaller trunks yet are still large trees over 100 feet in height. Thanks to the sustainably managed stock and large tree sizes, western red cedar wood is highly available. The forests in North America are abundant with western red cedar trees. New trees are regularly planted to replace harvested ones, keeping the stock high. In Canada, for example, for every western red cedar cut down, at least 3 new trees are planted. There are about 44 billion broad feet of western red cedar saw timber in the United States, plus an estimate of 8.7 billion cubic feet of growing stock. On the top of high population, western red cedar fir trees are also very large scale. Each trees provide a significant amount of timber because it can grow as tall as 200 feet and as wide as 4 feet in diameter. Western red cedar trees dominate some of the most productive sites in Rocky Mountains. They grow in stands with high volume. Cutting down cedar trees also disrupts the forest's wild animals which depend on the forest for food and shelter. Western red cedar provides one of the most important conifer food for black-tailed deer, Roosevelt elk, and other big games. Old growth stands of western red cedar provide hiding and thermal cover for several wildlife species such as grizzly bears, raccoons, and skunks. Using cedar furniture can be sustainable thanks to the carbon captured during the product's long life. Though cedar timber is soft and low strength, it is rated as being durable thanks to resistance to decay. Thus, cedar is favored for many outdoor products, from garden decking to fence posts. Cedar decking can last 15 to 20 years and beyond with proper care, or hand-split western red cedar shakes will last 100 years on a roof. When cedar wood is decayed, either naturally in the forest or because of damage caused by usage at home, the carbon stored in the wood is released back to the atmosphere. Therefore, long-lasting furniture can be considered a good way of keeping carbon out of the atmosphere. If the wood is then reclaimed for making another piece of furniture, its positive carbon storage environmental impact is even higher. Buying sustainable wood also means helping to prevent illegal or unsustainable logging, which harms the forest's biosystems and accelerates climate change. Logging of forestry products from plantations account for 26% of forest loss. Cutting down trees for wood has a lesser impact on carbon storage than digging up the whole forest floor and turning it into farms or mines. However, if logging is not sustainably managed, it can badly damage wildlife. When logging happens in tropical forests, the bio hotspots of our planet, the biodiversity loss can be much more damaging. Subtropical and tropical forests are packed with unique wildlife, endemic mammals, birds, and amphibians. The displacement of such wildlife during poorly managed logging would be a major contributor to global biodiversity loss. Sustainable management of forests also means that trees are cut down for timber only when they are mature. These trees will then be able to regrow and eventually replace the loss of canopy, absorb carbon from the atmosphere, and reduce the effect of climate change. You can buy sustainable furniture and musical instruments made from cedar wood as long as the timber comes from sustainably managed forests. And to make it even more sustainable, use any cedar wood item for as long as you can. Upcycle the material to extend its usage and arrange for it to be recycled fully. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you are on Instagram, please follow us.